What up? Well, I redid that mission, so we've got something of everything on there. So we can kind of mix and match, and the radio call works to trigger them. So we can do whatever we want. I kept it to 14s yesterday just because Nez was joining us. And, I wanted to keep it familiar because he had to swap out his stick and all that stuff. So I wanted it, to be as easy for him as possible. Didn't want to have to try to learn new stuff live on stream and get a new aircraft set up and all that stuff. I don't know. I got 8 minutes. Yeah, I'll go up in the 18. Yeah, let me jump in one on the airfield. Well, there we go. I was going to say, game kind of froze there for a second. All right, so I know my little thumbstick on my throttle moves the cursor on the right screen. So what's some of the stuff that I need? So hold on. So on the HOTUS, and it's called what? Sensor control switch. Do I need the Raid Fleur FOV select button? Oh. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to set this other thing that you need me to set here. Yeah, but I'm still on the previous one, man. Like you're rattling on and on and on. I'm still trying to figure out the very first one because I've got to put it on a switch somewhere, a hat of some kind, but I don't have any available. I mean, do I have to have that? And I have to have the depress? Um, I can do the depress on a different button. So let me add the depress to that button. Okay. Forward. Aft. Left. Right. Of course, that was my dispense chaff and all that stuff, but I'll have to find a different button for that. All right, I can do. Let's see how this. What's the ATC engage disengage? And I need that, right? Okay. That's all right. We're getting close to going live. We got to kind of let me try to make sure I can taxi and get this thing into the air. Well, I'm steering right now with my rudders. Does that mean it's engaged? God. So let me adjust controls here. What's it called? Nose wheel. Disengage. Let's see. I don't have any freaking more buttons, man. I mean, I'll bind it to something on my stick. Whatever. Yeah, I should be starting already. So, I'm gonna reset the server. And switch over here.
And it's going to be the blind leading the blind, kind of. Because I am very rusty with F-18 right now. We'll see. All right, let's see. Where are there's the Wolf One. And I need to fix my audio. Okay, why am I not getting the audio still? Hold on. Yeah. Oh, okay. Roger that. Let me. Yeah. Okay. Why am I not getting any sound at all? Oh, maybe that's why. Yeah, I was like, why am I not getting any sound? Got it. Yeah, I'm ready. Just I was trying to figure out why. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm getting sound now. Okay, cool. All right. Data link. Okay, data link. Right, it's going to be the UFC DL button. You click it, hit it twice. So it says AIC F1, and then hit on off. Hit it once or twice. Far right. Yeah, hit it until it says on and 127, which should be default frequency for general. Yeah. So if we have an AWACS up, you should be getting data link. And now to actually see data link information, you can use any of the NFDs, it's up to you. Most people, I think, generally the training goes is to use the bottom, which is the AF, whatever. There's a bunch of different acronyms that I can't remember right now. So that, yeah, the map screen. So what you can do on the map screen is um, usually the fastest way I can do is hit the bottom middle button, and then it should take you to a blank screen where it says tap menu, right? All right, now hit SA on the far right, and that's your situational awareness screen, which is going to be very similar to the navigation. But this is where all the data link information will show up. Yeah. So now we can see there's, you know, the how the amount of this. Yeah, just turn the knob all the way to the right. I also put the IR cool on override. I think that's what I want. I remember it being supposed to be attached to HME to help you acquire Fox 2 targets. Mm-hmm. Well, we did do a hot start, so we're pretty much set on the ground, so we can start getting ready to taxi, and you know, probably good. Okay. Yeah. Nice. All right. Make sure. Okay, emergency brakes are not on anymore. Okay, so I remember. So the nose wheel button. So when you're on the ground with weight on the gear, there is a limited amount of nose wheel control. But what you can do is that if you press and hold the nose wheel button, it'll have a much higher turn rate, like much more sensitive. Say, and if yeah, well, it's those are probably going to be used much more on the carrier, right? When you have a much tighter base to turn. But you'll see on your HUD there's the NWS, which is nose wheel steering, and if you press and hold the button, you'll see a high HI show up next to it, tell you that you're on the high turning. Interesting. Huh. Weird. Did it turn off completely, or... Oh, it's an undesignate nose wheel steering button. There is no default team lighting. And there's nothing on the. Well, to be fair, I've had this bound so long ago, I don't know if I had deleted that somehow. Or... Yeah, on designate / nose wheel steer. Yeah, that's the first term it'll show up. It'll be on the stick and HOTAS section. Oh, I know what you did. Okay, so you found the autopilot disengage button, the paddle. Yeah, that disengages the nose wheel steering completely, but you do need another switch that's So if you search in the controls for on designate, you got it. Okay. Yeah, it should say on designate / nose wheel steering switch. Yeah. You're just excited to get off the ground. Yep. Yeah, I guess it would be, you would hit the other disengage for when you're doing takeoffs. Mm-hmm. With that exact pod for air to air, I don't think the F-18 really needs any kind of pod. Mm. Okay. Yeah, that's fair. All right, let's see. Once we get right. Nice. Quick question there. Did you bind any sort of chaff or flare dispense button? Uh, Flare? Okay. There is a separate chaff dispense button if you want. Enough buttons left. That's fair. Yeah. Uh, Radar control. Roger that. Okay. Sounds good. Oh, I forgot. Completely forgot this is thing you have to turn on. Once you get over here to the on the runway, uh, I'll we'll get through turning on the RWR system. It's like a single button or knob, but I just realized it's like, oh right, it's never on even when you're doing a hot start. Okay. All right. Let me know whenever you're set. Hello. Nice. All right, so look underneath the bottom screen. There's that knob, right, with the ECM exit transmit. All right, so turn the knob to so it's ECM transmit, and then right above that, it's kind of hard to read, but there's a couple of buttons, the black dark square buttons on the far right. They should have something that says ALR 67 power. So click on that, and it should turn on your ECM system and countermeasure systems. Right? Yeah, you should go blue blue, and then everything lights up. And then after, yep, yep, and then I just leave that as is. And then right below that knob, the ECM transmit knob, there's an auxiliary release enable. That's your countermeasures override switch. So basically, if you set it to enable, you can manually dispense the countermeasures instead of having to program them in. So I think with that, we should be good to take off. I'm trying to think if there's any particular thing we need to remember, but I think that's it for just general, at least get us up into the air. So, all right, I guess I'll go ahead and start spooling up. And release. Oh, and turn off your nose wheel steering. For a second. Wheels up to typically 150. Yeah. I mean, FCS systems, man. The computer knows how to get you a 9. Right. Yeah, the radar altimeter. Uh-huh. You are low to Mm-hmm. Give me a second. I need to probably tune my throttle triggers because right now I'm having a hard time getting it to go into afterburner mode. Ooh, you may not have that bad. I just realized. So F-18s and F-16s really has like a finger lift steps to control whether or not the afterburner is engaged. So I think there's a way to set up the controls and just kind of bypasses it. But I don't know if you can. So you might be stuck on like no power the whole time. But anyway, all right. Well, let's maybe we can start setting up some weapons and stuff like that before we start get busy with engaging enemies. So I think you still have the. Oh. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I guess let's just switch over to the AMRAMs. You still have your weapon selection control now. Yes. Yes. There you go. Yep. Yep. Right. All right. So this is where how we were talking about the sensor control switch is. Right now, like the TDs, the first thing we were working on finding. Yeah. So basically, the directions for the hat refers to each of the main strings. Pressing forward actually means your focus is on the HUD itself. So if you press around, you'll see there's like a little diamond that'll show up in the upper right-hand corners of the strings when you select the string that is relevant. And then if you want to have your EWR show up on your HUD, you're in bore sight mode right now. So if I fly in front of you, you will automatically lock onto me, or if I fly into
Okay.
yeah. Like I said, usually the easiest way to do it is just press the direction where your main attack radar is. So, mhm. Right, right. So it would be your right screen, since it looks like you have your attack radar on the right. So hit. Yep, yep. Although I'm not sure which mode you're on, because sometimes when you do ACM mode, I'm not 100% how to switch it back sometimes. It's a little annoying. I'm very rusty. So you probably can tell. Yeah. Um, what weapon do you have selected? Is it still on AC? I'm actually jamming you. Yeah. So the left screen where you're looking at is the azimuth screen. So it actually shows you the azimuth of your radar, and targets will actually show up showing their relative altitudes. Uh, the number the undesignate wheel button, hit that. Uh, Not really sure, because I'm still jamming you. Okay. Yeah, it just my jammer stopped going off, so you've unlocked me. Okay, all right. Where? Let's see. Other. Did you spawn? Oh, oh, I didn't spawn anything. All right, I just hit the spawn before. Right. Well, I'm not seeing anything on EWR or situational awareness. Oh, they're still taking off. Got it. I thought you were doing an air spawn. Okay. Well, gotcha. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sanaki. Oh, Katusi. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, okay. Good to know. Well, since we're Mhm. Yeah. Okay. That's understandable. Since we got a little bit of time, so if you go down to your situational awareness screen, so I think you have it as your bottom screen. Yeah, yeah, the center screen. So I think its default, the top should say something like SCL/40. Yeah, so that's the scale of your screen. So that's telling you that there's a radius of 40 miles. That's what's showing you. So if you hit the button right above it, it'll change the scale. It'll zoom in and out, basically. Yeah, and that's the furthest out it'll go. But it's good for like you know, Italy. If you have sand, that's possible. Yeah. Then yeah, I think that is the radar range that I'm pretty sure it's the AWACS detecting it. So let's see. Yeah, in terms of symbology, like the F-18, the display is like super. There's a lot of information on the display for us. Um, you'll see a probably right in front of you a circle with an A or a B maybe on the situational awareness screen. That's for basically you can designate people to be team members, like if we're in a squad. Yeah, I'm a B, so yeah, I'm a, and then whoever comes in as three will be C and D, and so on and so forth. And of course, circle means friendly. Basically, that's like the standard. Unknowns would be square, and then uh, diamonds are enemies, and they'll be color coded. Red, obviously, once the IFF has tagged them as the enemy. Yellow for unknown signatures. Uh, which one are you looking at? So here's the thing you can do. All right, so pick one of any screen that you're not currently using. So use the azimuth one for now. So the left, yeah, yeah. So hit the bottom middle button. So basically that's like kind of your home button. It takes you back to. Yeah. So hitting that button, yep, and then I'm trying to remember. So right next to it should say EW. Hit that, and it'll bring up a big. And then on the right side, you see HUD. Hit that button, so there's a box around it, and now it's on your HUD. And you can turn off the EW screen and use it for something else if you want to. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like I said, it's 7.8, 7,800 pounds. Are you looking? Oh, okay, sorry, I'll slow down a bit on the turn. Sorry, I just kind of put myself into a steady uh, attitude, just kind of like, so I can run through some of that stuff. Yeah, they're still taxiing. I'm flying away from. Okay, yeah, I'm like flying back towards the coastline again. All right. Okay, let's cover a few other things. So if you look at your attack radar screen, uh, to the up throw. Oh, and nope. Yep. Yep. Top right. See those two arrows? There's an up arrow and a down arrow. That is your changes the scale of your radar distance. So if you press up, it'll go up to 80. Right above it, there's a 40 or a number that tells you how far. Oh, then press up, you can increase. Oh, right, because you're in ACM mode. Yeah, it goes up to 160 as well, and it goes down as low as 5. Oh, hey, we have a enemy contact. Yep. Yep, that's an enemy contact found by the AWACS. So another part of the symbology is if the you can look at the size of the circle or the symbol. See how in front of us there's a large circle and a small circle? The large circle means it's a data track from a fighter, basically, like from our team as part of our network. If it's a small symbol, relatively, then it means it's coming from an AWACS or the carrier, like any of the anything providing like electronic warfare, you know. Oh, yep, I've seen that on my attack radar. I have it on out to 80 miles, so they're showing up there now. So, and then on the attack radar, on the far left-hand corner, you'll see RWS. And if you hit the corresponding button, it'll switch between TWS and RWS modes. Yeah, if you want to do a multi-launch. Mm-hmm. And then if you have the... Yep. And then you don't even need to actually click on them. If you just move the cursor over them, it'll tell you their current airspeed and their altitude. So I'm seeing one that's telling me it's they're going at 0.6 Mach at about 10,000 feet. No. So if you lock onto any of them, there should be a circle now on your HUD. You see that? Okay, good. All right, now there's a couple symbology. See the little triangle triangle marks around the outer section of the circle? Okay, so those are basically your engagement distances. So the first triangle is your maximum effective engagement range. And then the second circle is considered your no escape range, right? So if you launch within that one, then the probability of kill is very high. And then the last triangle is your minimum engagement active range. So anything less than that range, it's the missile's not going to track. And now what is going to look at is on the very top of the screen. There's going to be like a little vertical mark that's going to move its way around the circle in a clockwise fashion, and that is it's going to tell you basically how close to whichever engagement length you are. It's not going to be right. It looks like an arrow, but once it starts moving, it'll just be a line, I believe. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, that's I think that's the steering point. It's telling you what direction you need to turn to get the target in optimal, I think. Maybe not. Once we get closer, you'll probably see the actual little tick mark move. Alternatively, there is... yeah, because it depends on your relative position to the enemy and what the enemy is doing, right? If they're going cold, your maximum engagement distance is going to probably decrease. So you have to get closer to engage in the situation. The first available target, I believe, is getting closer now. If you lock onto him, you should be able to see that little line now moving clockwise down the circle. Is it inside the circle or pointing outside the circle? Okay, look inside the circle. There should be a little line that's moving. Right. See how it's starting to move down. So once it passes the first triangle, that means you're now within the maximum engagement range. You, uh, there is a possibility of hitting. It's just not high. But where else? I am locking onto. Okay. Okay, I am not within launch range yet, unfortunately. Sorry, I'm hitting the burners. Yeah, he's turning towards you. Ah, sorry. I didn't realize you were so far ahead of me. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Yep, I see the both splashes. Alright, Fox 3. Yeah. I find the other two guys. Oh, okay, got another one locked up. So you always have to remember that the AMRAAMs are much less range than the Phoenixes. Yeah. So it's like the. Mhm. Yeah. Uh, got it. What is that? Yeah. Yeah, there was only three left. No, two left. Yeah, I only got the. I only shot two. So the other one either crashed or I don't know what happened to him. I just checked F10. He's not there anymore. So yeah, they see my AMRAAMs. They are much more agile than Phoenixes. So if you get enough to get it to go, I mean, honestly, it's like if we're doing fire hunting, we can pretty much just drop sparrows and just do all AMRAAMs. Because you don't have to keep guiding the the AMRAAMs like the sparrow does. Yeah. Oh no, no, totally understand. I was just saying. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense for 14, but for the 18, if you have, you know, at least AIM 120Cs, like the sparrows, just at least in my opinion, seems almost like, you know, redundant. Mm, got it. Well, I think the other thing I can think of with the sparrows versus the AMRAAM is that the AMRAAMs are smaller and lighter. The missile truck to get better range with AMRAAMs. And then for the F-18, if you need to set autopilot, it's also going to go to USC. On the bottom row, the far left button is your autopilot button. And yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, you have to change your left swing, like hit the buttons for it before. So if you're trying to do the EW, are you trying to do the EW screen, EWR screen? Oh, yeah, yeah, the ALR power with the white text. Yeah, turn the knob so it's ECM transmit. Change the knob ECM to say transmit exit. The big white knob on the below your bottom screen. Yeah, and then if you want to remember, if you want to need to change the function of a screen, you actually press the bottom middle button for each MFD. You know, to take you back to the home menu, and then you can switch whatever screen you need to have. So if you're on the left side for your EWR, hit the middle bottom, the bottom button for the middle screen. Oh, okay, cool. You can do HUD, and that's it. You don't need to do target data. Target data basically changes you to be like a. It's basically a spreadsheet. You can. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you needed situational awareness. Yeah, do the same thing and then go to SA. Yep. There's a set of MiGs coming over the mountains. Oh, I just used that 10 real quick to see where they were. Let me see situational awareness. I don't think the AWACS has picked them up yet. Well, check your radar, see what this says you had it set to. Because default's 80 miles. Or sorry, default's 40 miles. Yes, I am. I was looking at the F10 now. They're closer to you.
So
Yeah. They're to your 2-3. what is it? Something else you need to be aware of. The the F-18 screen radar is not as powerful as the F-14, so you won't see it as far, even though the scale goes out to 160 miles. You probably won't find anyone show up on the radar correctly until they're within 80 miles or less. So it's gonna, you know, okay. You'll most likely see it on a data link first. Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna be very easy flying because you don't have to do any like a lot of minute adjustments like you would do like all the extra trimming you would do with the 14, right? It's the F-18 is basically you point your nose at something and the SDS is really right. Well, either way is it's basically kind of like how we're in the autopilot mode for the 14 where you set the bearing mode on. So whatever point out, this is basic. Right, right. But this is just like the FCS mode. The F-18 is like if you point the nose at something, the FCS is going to try to maintain the nose in that direction. And then if you pull the stick too hard, do some crazy maneuvers, it'll, try to do as much as it can without ripping the aircraft apart. Yeah, I see it on situational awareness. I think I'm getting data track from you. Yeah, I'm probably gonna be out of fuel by the time we finish with these guys. And then for the TWS mode, unlike the F-14, which just kind of automatically locks on everything, you have to manually use the cursor lock on kind of like the F-15. And then after each lock, it might just be a loop. Yeah, after 12,000 feet up altitude. Yes. You're not within range. Oh, no, back to it, yeah. And then on your attack radar screen, so when you lock on, you see the on the upper side there's a button called raid. If you hit that, it'll zoom in on the basically shifting the FOV. So if you had a lot of targets in a cluster, you can do that to kind of get a finer view of it. And then if you see a solid green dot show up on your HUD and or on the attack radar screen, that's the steering point to best way to intercept and maximize missile probability. On the attack radar screen, yeah. Sorry. Okay. So on your HUD, you see a solid green dot kind of floating. That's Yeah. Yes, that's the steering point. And there's a similar steering point on the radar screen, so if you're not looking out the canopy, you can still try to get a sense of where you need to go to maximize your missile probability of kill. If it's locked, you'll see a vertical line with a couple of horizontal lines at the bottom. That means that it is currently tracking. Mm-hmm. Yep, that means that you have both of them locked up. Whenever you're within launch range, you can launch missiles. Now, the thing you have to remember for this F-18 is once you launch a missile, you need to hit the undesignate button to switch to the next target. Yeah, you can probably shoot them. It's got a good probability of kill. And then hit undesignate, it'll switch to the next target, and then continue shooting. Mm-hmm. It'll automatically switch to the other target. Ah. That's right in front of you. Press forward. Press forward on the scissor. It'll switch to the foresight mode. And if you have your HMD turned on, it'll automatically also slave it to your HMD. So if he's off your board side, you can turn your head to look at him. Yeah, you're mixed in with him right now on my radar. You should be able to turn one circle better than a MiG-29. And then this is where the autopilot disengage button is, because you can hit that, hold it, and pull. Yeah, he's on your 6th. Did you switch it over to override? Weird. Yeah. Oh, it's the dispense bypass, sorry. But right above the OS release, I think. Oh. Well, I think I have both on just in case. But wait, let me see. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Right. Yeah, you got 2 out of the 3. That's good. I just took out the last guy. I avenged you. I'm just gonna. That's what I'm doing. Alright, back to the airfield. Alright, go ahead and spawn back in. I know. Yeah, it's a lot. Oh yeah. And the dispenser bypass, you need to be on bypass mode, not on. So turning it on just means that uh, dispense button works, but if you do bypass, it means you can manually just dispense however many you need or want. I think for basic takeoff, I think we're good. Let me start taxiing towards takeoff as well. I was gonna say, why don't we just I was gonna say, why don't we just spawn the off for now because we're still taxiing. They need to taxi. All right, I'll just hit.
Comey, Chevy 1, request takeoff.
Yeah. So by the time we're all in the air, we should have pretty good situational. Just they will actually be picking them up, assuming they're not behind the mountains. Yeah, it's really cool. We didn't really see it earlier on situational awareness rate, but when we were data linked together, we should actually be able to see who we're locking on if we're doing like SCT locks. Like it'll show like a little dotted line to show you like, oh, I got this particular target locked. We need to strategize about like, oh, you take the left one, you take the right one. We can actually do that. Yeah, I'm just moving along. I'm speeding up a little bit. Hopefully not gonna run into you or something. Hey, yeah, yeah, you're gonna be in. Usually the takeoff is gonna be HUD on the left. The right is like the SCS screen, just showing you all of like the SCS stats, trend changes, etc. Oh, you're at the very end. Okay, cool. Yep. Speeding up. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Yeah, the avionics of the 18 is quite powerful. It can do a lot of stuff. Sometimes it's just annoying because you have to like have to remember. I was like, okay, how do I navigate to which menu again? Like which acronym into what again? It's like, oh yeah. So it's there's a lot of it requires a lot of kind of mental capacity in terms of like menu navigation, right? I will say though, I am more partial to the look of the F-16 or the F-15 in terms of like the later fourth gen. Nothing tops the Tomcat, but yeah, it oh yeah, there are a lot less assistance on the Tomcat. All right, I'm gonna start slowing up. All right, and let me go. I'm just taking off on no power. I should probably lower my flaps. It wasn't down previously. I had to, or they were. I didn't notice. I thought they were still up. Right. Yep, nose is starting to lift. What up? What up? I think I'm still above you, so I'm trying to make sure I don't accidentally run into you. Oh, I see you. Okay. I am on your 8 o'clock. Off your wing. I'm going to slot in and follow you. Sounds good to me. We should be able to see the. Oh no, that's the AWACS. I was saying on situational awareness, it's like no, that's just the AWACS. Are you burning or? Really? Wow, you are totally way ahead of me. Huh. No worries. What's your current air? Yeah, no, that's fine. What's your airspeed? Okay, yeah. I'm still at 0.6. So the number directly above in the box is your airspeed in knots. Yeah, okay, I'm just hitting 390, so I am still accelerating. There we go, 405, 406. Trying to catch up for you a little bit. And then obviously the box on the right is your altitude. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was ever in the military, so I have probably even less to say about that. The only thing I've ever read is that, uh, yeah, the most I've seen certainly is like, they'll be spaced, at least a mile apart, if not more, right? Depending on what they're doing. Especially the destroyers and cruisers, right? The Aegis cruisers, because they need to be a little bit further for fleet defense, right? Interception, etc. Yeah. So, like, you're never really going to see the nicely, spin. Right. I think that should be good. I mean, obviously, if it's in much more hostile territory, they might space out more, or they'll have other formations, right? Depending on where the expected direction of threats are at. Yep. Roger that. I was gonna say, like, you're not really gonna see those like nicely, tightly clumped formations they have in movies, right? Right. It's like you gotta get all the nice ships in a shot. Right. hmm Like, I think it's just for right. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think in terms of like having like a more relaxed fleet disposition, I think this is probably good. Maybe if there's more Axis threats, they'll have pickets out a little bit further if they need to try to pick up intercepting threats. Whee! Yep. hmm It's like, yep, we're gonna get chewed out later. Yep. All I can think is the Inglorious Bastards. It's like, I haven't chewed out before. Eh. It's like, what's gonna happen to you? It's like, I'll probably get chewed out. I haven't chewed out before. Yep. I actually have pencil left. Actually, we have enemy on situator on data link. Ooh, also I am blasting past you. Increase your range. He's like on the very far range. I have it on 160 right now scale. Mm-hmm. Hey buddy, what's up? Up to your 3 o'clock? Alright, I'm actually gonna start climbing a bit. This amounts to. Yeah, if you increase your main attack rate to 160, you should be able to see the little. Yeah, nice. So I don't think it's locked. It's weird. This range, the radar is actually incapable of locking it, but it basically does. It's just right, but it's not like if it's hard locked. The sweeping, the radar sweep line will actually stay still and be pointed at the target. So what you're doing now is simply just like, hey, we're selecting. Yeah, it's a soft lock. Well, more like we're software locking just to keep them in view. Well, keep track of them. Yeah, that's better. And that's what the star is. You'll see. Notice when you select them, there's a little star that tells you that is the target of primary interest that you've selected. So there's multiple ones, which one you select will have the star. Mhm. 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 Computer. Yeah. Yep. And that's what a lot of people have complaints about with the F-18. It's just, you know, it feels like you're operating a computer rather than an actual fighter jet. I think it'll be a lot more exciting when you get in close in because the nice thing. No, I do not. Uh, hmm Okay. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm okay with that. Uh, I wouldn't be able to tell, like, say, help you much with F-16 because I've never flown it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. You're going to be just a lot faster than I am in terms of building speed. Yep. Yeah. And I think there's also that sense of speed that the F-18 lacks, right? It's very docile to fly because of the system, but it's also very slow to accelerate, so you don't really get a sense that you got speed. Yeah, but it's a great multi-role platform in this truck. I think the mhm. I'm gonna actually light the burners and get some more altitude and speed. Oh, we got a second group on situational on data link now. Our 10 o'clock. Huh. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm still at 160 scale. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of cool though. The MRAMs can actually lock based on data link. So if somebody is close enough to the target to get a solid radar lock, you can actually launch outside of your lock parameters. You can, yep, yep. Yeah, buddy lock basically. Yep. Yeah, I think like the F-35 does that a lot as like a big tactic because you can set up one guy, right. Yep, 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 pretty much. Or like get the or pair with the F-15EXs, right? Missile truck. hmm Yep. hmm Here, I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna hard lock one of the SCT lock. Uh, See if that you know track will show up on the situational awareness screen for you. Might be too far away to actually radar lock. Yeah, I'm still doing software lock. I can't get a hard radar lock right now. Apparently 7.5. Yeah, I'm at 30. Actually, descending. You just stop descending. Too slow. I'm very slow right now. By the way, look at your situational awareness screen real quick and let me know if there's like a dotted line showing up on it to one of the targets. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's my lock right now. It's showing me locking one of the guys, so it's like if you want to target the other people, you can do that so we don't accidentally mix in a bunch of missiles together on the same. The circle? Oh, never mind. It should be like a straight dotted line that, connects. Okay, it's probably some setting that we're not turning on. Yeah, well, it's not super important, but it's just kind of a cool, neat thing with the Link 16 data link system. I'm going to switch back over to TWS. All right, I'm going to lock the left two most targets if you want to lock the rightmost two targets. A hit raid. It'll zoom in. Oh, they are starting to break. Yep, they're breaking. They could detect us or something. Okay, all good. Yeah, that's the problem with the. Okay, all good. I got two lots, so I'll go ahead and pop them as soon as I'm in range, and then if you want to get in close for the other two. Yeah, no worries, I did hit the burner so I can get... Same here, also 6-5. Alright, they're within maximum engagement range, so I'm going to go ahead and launch. Fox 3. And Fox 3. And I am going to crank to the left. Keep them within. Okay, I shot at those two front guys to the left. Cool. Alright, sounds good. And nice thing is that if you crank, you can use your HMD to still keep tabs on them. If you look in the direction, the diamonds and everything will still be there. Oh, smash line. I think one of mine just went dumb. Fox 3 on another. I lost track of you. I think you were to my 10 o'clock now. Oh, I see you. Nice. Oh, splash. Ooh. Oh. Oh no. Alright, I got locked. How are you? What position are you with relative to? Oh, I see you. Okay. I'm gonna hold off on shooting him. There's another one out there. Oh, he's... Oh no, you're merged with him. Where's the other guy? Oh, I just got hit. Well, so much for my situational awareness. You're on your own. What happened? Yeah, I know. Yeah, use your HMD lock as much as you can. You can get close. Oh, wow, they are close. Nice. Oh, they get you. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, if I had lost track of the other guy, we probably would have been able to take him. Sinky son of a bitch. All right, I'm taking off. What's up? Oh, you're in the 16. Yeah. Mm, yeah. I mean, usually those things are going to be on the stick in terms of like guidance. Mm, it's yeah. Wouldn't know what to tell you, man. Yeah, the F-16 has like a really different throttle assembly too. So it's like trying to bind that to a more conventional throttle handle is always a little wonky. Hmm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Well, if it's nose gear, then it's going to be on the stick. That's usually what I have it bound to. In the actual plane, I mean. But yeah, and of course they always name it something different. Woo! Wow, I'm amazed you didn't explode immediately.
Caution. Bingo. Bingo. Warning, warning, warning.
Yeah. Mm.